Go.
Alright, we are live.
Ooh, let's go. Hellos,
Hello.
everybody.
Welcome in,
So
everybody.
this is probably going to be the most scuffed podcast we could possibly have, and we've made it between stars, because yes.
Stars between.
Stars between them.
Look.
Already off to a flawless start.
But it also fits what we are, to be perfectly fair.
Right, I'm like,
Not wrong.
literally, I've watched, here, to start off a lot of things, I've watched, literally, streamers and people that do podcasts, and they said, if you're not being scuffed every time, you're not actually doing it right.
Okay, does that count for any stream and all that? Because I'm scuffed on everything.
Literally, no. So, I watch big streamers, okay, and I've watched VTubers, regular, people that are using face cams. I've seen and I've heard a majority of them say that if you are not scuffed, majority, if not all the time, in your streams, videos, anything, you're not doing it right. It's not
Hey,
gonna be
that
entertaining.
means when I mess up during D&D streams, I'll be good.
Right. Here's the thing, it's content. Because if you think about it, if you mess it up and then you guys have your big, giggle fits and all that kind of shit, you literally use that for, what is it? For, clippers. Yeah, little clips. To put on your other social platforms. Clippers.
Not bloopers, clippers. Right.
That's what I was trying to think of was fucking bloopers.
You literally said bloopers and then you corrected yourself. Like, what?
Listen. I don't know. I have no answer for that.
I think a proper welcome to this is probably what we've already done because of who we are. But yeah, welcome to Stars Between. We are a day-point host between Zenara Yuki, Scarlet Moon BT, and
Hello.
Hello. We don't have the most linear of topics, but we have the topics that we liked the best thus far.
Right.
Shall we? Our first topic, shall we start with immediately, which would be family, whether it be found family or blood family. I'm going to bring up a dice, by the way. Roll 1d3. Because none of us make decisions, and a d3 will force us to decide who goes first. I'm not going to look at the response of it yet.
True.
Everyone pick a number.
2.
We all wanted to go for 2.
I'll pick 1. I'll go 1.
I'll go 3 then.
Are you kidding me? It was 2.
3. Oh.
Man, even the bot wanted 2.
Even the bot was like, 2 it is.
That's amazing. Okay, I guess I start out with blood family. I think I'm going to start with blood family because that's the most prevalent that I've had throughout my life. Which I'm sure sounds really funny to hear out loud. But I've known people who had friends who kind of took over that family role for them from a very young age. So I've lived in a very conjoined family from a young age. My biological parents got divorced when I was 5 years old, which affected me in the way of I didn't want either of them to leave, but that was it. I didn't want them to not leave the relationship. They were not okay, and I understood that. It's just I didn't want to be separated from either. And my mother was moving to a northern state, and my father was staying in a southern. And they've kept a good friendship. They always have. It was a healthy break. But not too long after the breakup and the divorce, my mom got into a new relationship, engaged, and married. Within the same year, because they got divorced really early on. And since then, since I was 5 or 6, my mom has been married to my stepdad. And of course, me being in my middle to late 20s, it's been a long time. And I do hold a lot of respect for my stepfather. He does a lot, and he always treated us like we were just born from him. My dad took a lot longer to remarry, and he remarried his high school sweetheart. And she always treated us very well. She was a little bit harder on us because she came from a more strict upbringing, which is fair. But she never like pushed us to do anything that we were really uncomfortable with, or she just encouraged like for us to do things that we weren't used to, which was good. Now, I have a lot of siblings, including the one that unfortunately passed away from that what is it called, sudden infancy death syndrome or something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Step, blood, and half. I have two blood-related sisters from my dad and my mom. They are quite a bit older than me. Well, one of them is quite a bit older than me. The one that I am living with, and the one who I watch the children for often, she's only 4 years older. My eldest sister, who that's a story time on her another a little bit later. She's 14 years older than I am. I have one half brother from my dad's first marriage, and he's even older. And he has 4 children, all biologically his. He's a good father. They're a good family. They take very good care of their kids. So they were able to. That's understandable. But like, their mom works as a nurse in a very big hospital, so she gets paid very well. I don't remember what my brother does. I didn't get to see him too much growing up just because I live in one state and he lives 7+ hours away. Well, I mean, that's the distance from the state and that I'm in the state that most of my family is in, is about a 7-hour drive. 5 hours without high traffic, but it's a normally 7-hour drive. We made it in 12 hours once because of high traffic. Right?
Oh, fuck that shit. I'm gonna real quick just switch to my PNG because my model is just not having it today, apparently.
Whoop.
Yeet.
From there, my stepmom has 2 children. I don't.
Oh my god, I'm giant.
I don't really know them all that well. I know one is a lesbian, though, which is why she was so accepting of me coming out to her as pan-romantic/sexual. I don't really know anything about them. I know that her daughter has a cat or 2 and lives with her. I believe they did get married as soon as it was legalized. And that her son has a wife. Beyond that, I really don't know anything. I've never really kept in contact. They never really kept in contact. We met when I was a teenager, so like, why would they?
Fair, yeah.
And this is where the complicated side comes in. Now, my stepdad was also married, I think twice before my mom, or at least had children twice before not twice, but with 2 different women before my mom. And one of his oldest daughters is my stepsister through their marriage. So he's got a lot of kids, including one that unfortunately passed away. And with all of these siblings combined, I am the 11th child and the final one of the family. Most of my siblings do not talk to me. My eldest brother just, bless his soul, I know he would if he could, but he runs a very busy lifestyle. He barely even gets to see our dad too often because his son, while his oldest daughter has graduated high school and his second daughter is working on it, he's got a 7-year-old and a maybe 5-year-old at this point. They are young and very big age gaps. I've already talked about my stepmom's kids. We never really kept in contact ever. I've just met them once or twice a piece. My eldest sister, she doesn't really come to me unless she wants or needs something. She's not necessarily the best person either. And I will state this, we all have our own selfishness to us. whether we want to admit it or not. You know, we all have our times of being really selfish of what we want, what we think we need, or what we think we deserve. But my sister kind of takes that too far. And it's less of a personality trait and more of a personality point, if you will. And it's caused me to not really trust some of her words or how she interprets us or what she actually says she cares about and what she does care about. I won't go into it because that's, personal family issues, but it's she doesn't really prove that she's part of the family in the case of like how she treats us with love and all that. And maybe that's just her, maybe it's just how she's always been. I can't remember most of her throughout my childhood because by the time I was 5, she was already through high school and graduated. But she and I are not necessarily on a rocky place, but I'm aware what she has done and what she is doing, and she doesn't know it. Like, she's unaware that I'm aware. So I'm just trying to keep peace and not, like, bring up things to others. I have talked to my mom a little bit about it, and she was a little surprised by my words, but at the same time, like, after what she's done the past... Actually, we found out, what did I say since I was, like, 5 or 6, that she's been doing that thing?
Yeah, it's been a fat minute.
Pretty much since we moved out of our original state into this one, that she's been... I don't know, she's just been all for herself to some extent. And that's genuinely me just trying to put it nicely, because I don't want to speak badly. She's not a bad person, she just has a bad personality trait. Because, like, she's trusted enough to have been adopted to our cousins, second cousins, and is now their legal mother, and she has a daughter. So she has got 3 kids now. But we'll move off of her. The sister that I live with, my middle sister, actually I'm the younger, so just the older sister, I guess. She and I growing up did not get along very well, and I'm going to use Harry Potter houses because most people can understand that. Where my sister is a Ravenclaw, but not... No, she's pretty introverted. A Ravenclaw who's very introverted, and a Hufflepuff... a Hufflepuff who is also very introverted. We didn't always get along. She wanted things done a certain way, and I really just wanted to be a part of it. And that caused a lot of problems. My siblings didn't spend very much time with me unless I kind of weaseled my way in. And it did do some lasting, like, mental thoughts and problems that I have. Like how I do not feel connected to most of my siblings, how I don't really feel like I grew up as a sibling or as a sister. I kind of felt like I was a pest to a lot of them. I will state that I don't believe that was their intention with it at all. But you also can't deny it when you kind of look back at what has gone on when I was younger. She and I get along a whole lot better now. We see a lot more on eye to eye. I do a lot of caretaking of her children, and it's a lot easier now that they're both in school for way too long, to be honest. She, over the years, has kind of bribed me to watch her children, and it worked because it was always with Pokemon. I'm not joking. She'd go, hey, I have this thing I want to do, and I really want to do it. If I get you the new Pokemon game, will you watch my kids? Okay. And it worked every time. They were more thank you presents, if anything, rather than bribing, but the way she presented it sounded bribey, and I always thought it was funny. She and I are in a much better place, and I know that when she moves out this spring, give or take, it's going to take a lot, as she is the only one that I'm really connected here to. But yeah, I honestly can't tell you much about my stepdad's kids. The eldest one was very cruel when she had her first daughter. She moved away, and literally, she wouldn't take care of the child very much, so my sister that I lived with would. And she basically became second parent to that kid. and just out of nowhere, she just cut all contact and left, and proceeded to have like 5 more kids. She was never suited to be a mom, but she's got like 5. And it's unfortunate because there are people who would make absolutely fantastic mothers, but they physically or mentally can never have a child, or they've had surgeries that had to mess with that, or they were just born with something that messed with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are good people who would make fantastic parents that don't want to populate the world anymore because of people who populate the world but shouldn't be parents. And then children are stuck in either they get lucky and get a genuine, proper foster home, or they get what unfortunately too many children go through, which is thrown from home to home that doesn't want to deal with it. I've actually learned that there's a lot of people who adopt like teenagers who are old enough to take care of themselves and technically children to raise their kids for them, basically as a free babysitter. And they expect them to be thankful for just to have a house and food on the table. And then as soon as that child is all grown up, as soon as they're 18, they will kick them out and then adopt a new one for the same reasons. And that just boggles my mind. But that'll be a separate thing we can talk about before I go too far into it. Yeah,
It is going
that's
too
why I
far.
stopped myself.
Yeah, one thing you'll learn from these podcasts is Mela is definitely the one that tends to go into very much detail, which is not a bad thing at all because it actually helps clarify things, but then she gets a little too into it and she just keeps going.
Well, I have ADHD conversations where I branch off from topic to topic, which is great for a podcast when you're not doing a podcast that's structured. But this is structured.
Yeah. Literally. Where Mel's like, literally, Mel for this whole podcast, she's like, okay, we're gonna do a structured podcast. And I was like, okay. No, which is perfectly fine, you know, it's good. But at the same time, I'm like, knowing how all of us are, we all have some form of ADHD. I swear I'm pretty similar to Mela in that form of ADHD. I want to go get tested. I never have. I want to.
Well, I can say I definitely have been diagnosed with ADHD.
See, exactly. He's the only one that's actually been diagnosed. But like, we both have a friend. Okay, she's going to school for psychology and all that kind of stuff. So she's already learned about a lot of this. She's really far into it, and she literally told both of us that we have some form of ADHD. I was talking to her and a couple of other friends on this really important topic, and then we moved on because we got it figured out for the most part. And I just did what I do, and the way I describe my brain and how it works is, it's like a railroad track. There are stops, but if I miss that stop, and I do a lot, because my brain just keeps going, you're going to have to shut me down. You're going to have to stop me manually. And that's literally what happened. I was in midpoint conversation because I was talking about how my brain runs off of out of sight, out of mind, as much as I hate that it does. And I mentioned how I wish I could just tell my family, hey, it's part of ADHD. I have ADHD. I need to have everything right where I can go. And as soon as I started like explaining that I wish I could say I have ADHD because I've not been diagnosed, our friend says, Mel, I love you, but if this conversation has told me anything, that you have 100% ADHD. I'm like, oh. Back on the topic. I'm going to. What
I don't know. Heretic. He said heretics.
I'm sorry, what? I'm not surprised by that in the slightest.
My older stepbrothers. I really can't tell you anything about them. I know one of them is... He is a convicted criminal of multiple offenses. He was always a terrible human.
Oh.
Like, he would call the woman he had 2 children with, back when he only had 1 with her. And while she was, like, getting a bath or crying for him because that's her father, he would sit there and say, do you hear what they're doing to her? And, like, make me sound like we were hurting the child. And luckily, the mother knew what was going on because she could hear context through the phone. He was just a pathological liar. He was this terrible person. I don't remember everything he did. I know he swears his son is not his son, but there's no way that's not, because that child, that boy, looks like my stepdad. To a T. Just a terrible person. I don't know if he's been caught for the latest thing he did. I don't know if he served more jail time. Pretty much as soon as he was out of my life, he was just completely out of my life. I only heard stories from things he did from family who were forced to know because of the fact that he has children. My next brother, I'm not... I really can't talk about what he did because it's very illegal. He, to my memory, is trying to make up for it properly. He is trying to be a better person, but I say that through very limited information of both what he did and what he is currently doing. And I mean by like 7 years ago was the last time I heard of his name. So I really don't know what they're doing. My stepbrother, who is the same age as my older sister, but not the older sister, he's got a couple of kids. No, he's got one kid and is on and off again with his girlfriend. I, again, don't know. He does not keep in contact with me. He sometimes contacts his dad. I'm just not close to them. My stepsister, who is just a couple of years older than me. We were closer when we were younger, but even then it was to an extent. She was really into cosmetology, and she actually got her license to practice. She could get a job for it. She's actually the first person who ever put highlights in my hair. We get along. When she's over, gets to visit, because she's got 2 children, and they just moved into our state away from New York where they had been living.
New York.
Her husband
Nearly went through
works
one.
a very good paying job, and as soon as he finished college, he got a job in New York for this job. So, yes, he does.
That makes money.
To my knowledge, she is a
I
stay-at-home
need me a
mom.
sugar daddy.
She takes very good care of her kids. She's my sister. There's not much to say. I was never particularly hanging out with her. I didn't really spend time. I spent a lot of time on my own. Pretty much after I was, I think 7, because that's when I remember a lot of the bad memories started. Was around when I was 7. And my family took that as I just wanted to be completely alone. I didn't want to get invited places. So, my siblings would go to the store, and this did happen once or twice, and it was very heartbreaking for me, and my mom felt bad, but she also understood why that happened. But, they would say, hey, do you want something from, Walmart, or a state-specific grocery store? I'm like, yeah, sure, let me go get my shoes, and they would have been gone because they didn't hear me say shoes. And this was when I was I want to say 9 or 10. So at that age, you're wondering why they left you behind. What did you do wrong to be forgotten or unthought of? Which only caused me to spend more time on my own, to be perfectly honest. And as an adult, I now understood they just didn't realize how that works in my mind. It still sucks, but, whatever. It happens. I think that's it for siblings. If we were talking about nieces and nephews, I lost count after 20. And I don't even want to try cousins.
What in the... No. Literally, mine's the same way. So, just put it simply for me, my mom's side, absolutely, it's small as fuck, okay? And then you have my dad's side. And when we get together for, our big family reunions, we don't go anymore. Me and my mom don't. But when we would get used to go to those, we'd have to go out to one of our relatives' giant like farms out in the middle of nowhere because of
Hell
how
yeah.
like we had 100+ people. So it was don't get me wrong, it was fun, but boy, me and my mom were hated.
Okay, Allie.
Which that's a
I
whole nother
shall.
subject to go into when I go.
Okay.
But we're gonna.
I was
I
gonna
say
roll
we have
the
Zed go next.
D3. I'm gonna
Nah,
roll
because
it.
it'll probably land back on you anyway.
Just see. It did.
Okay. What did I
Right.
say? What
All right,
did I
then you're
say?
up.
Alright, so my blood family is, well, the direct family is very condensed, very simple. Parents divorced back when I was, I think, still elementary. But on my dad's side, I have two uncles. One slightly older than him, one slightly younger than him. I've got cousins from the younger one. I don't think the older one has any kids. And then there is my mom's side. My mom only has one sister, older than her by about 13 years. And she has two children, and both of them have kids. I think my aunt's daughter's son is like near graduation levels in terms of age. I don't remember exactly. And then her son has a young kid, probably I think 5-ish, 6-ish or so by now. I myself am blood related, the youngest of two, and through step siblings, I am the youngest of four. So I am still the youngest, regardless. Stepsister has 4 kids, 2 that are biological, 2 for that her current marriage. So 2 nieces, 2 nephews there, and then my stepbrother has 3 very young children. I think the twins are like 5, and then the oldest is 6, so they're very close in age. If you all ever hear me grumbling about screaming, because they're
It's
here.
those ones.
Yes, those ones. But in terms of it, I'm growing up, I was a lot more extroverted than I am now. Partly due to circumstances happening, like parents divorcing and then finding, new people, what happened in school and all that. Because unfortunately, through middle school, I was heavily bullied. Almost to the extreme, but not quite. But then I just kind of slowly became more introverted as time went on. But family-wise, I talk to my family every now and then. I know my mom, she gets on me sometimes about how little I talk or I call. And I don't know. Part of it was because because I moved away for a while. I'm returned now to living with family, but I was very freed by the fact I didn't have to constantly talk to them, and but that also made them worry, which it's understandable. But part of it was, just not needing, because my dad being married to my stepmom's only his second marriage. For my stepmom, it's her 5th marriage. So she has a lot of family. So when they got married, it's like, well, now I have a bunch of, cousins and all that, actually became an uncle. And all that. And it's a confusing tree that I'm really not going to get into because I don't even know fully. Because while my dad's one of 3 and my mom's one of 2, my stepmom is one of 3 as well, I believe. But it's just like there's family on both of the other aunt sides, and it's oof. But no. I've always just been a little more disconnected with family, and then in terms of found family, because on the subject of family, we
I
were to
completely
talk
forgot
about
my
both
found family stuff.
our blood
I felt
family
like I
and our
took up too
found
much
family.
time. I was like, okay, I'll do mine later.
It's alright.
We've only been recording for
It
30 minutes, by
hasn't,
the
but
way.
I
Like, it hasn't
felt
been
bad.
that long.
We really procrastinated launching.
That's true. That is true. Also, real quick, Mela, I do want to say something. I have now commissioned Amanda to make me emotes.
We're gonna see cheapies.
Nice.
So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm literally listing off and honestly, the pricing she does for emotes are
Holy
really good too.
Twitter stuff.
So I'm literally typing out everything. I'll send you before I send it to her. Well, I'm gonna send it to her, but I'll send you what I told her what I want, so you have an idea. Anyway, sorry, Zen. Continue.
On to found family. I have
Miss.
Mela. Mela is like, after everything in the few years that I've known her, I do consider her to be
We picked
my
that up pretty
sister.
quickly too. We picked up the whole sister brother thing pretty quickly after we really started talking because we kept yelling at each other. There's literally no other answer. We kept bickering, and one of our friends was just like, "Are you two okay?" Yeah, why? Why are you fighting? We're not fighting. What? What do you mean?
We're not fighting, we're talking.
What do you mean? Anyway, continue, sorry.
Yeah, but it was a very fast brother-sister connection. Scarlet is, to me, best friend and sibling, because, well, Scarlet has a lot of stuff going on, but I still consider Scarlet a sibling to me as well. Maybe not on the same connection as Mela, but it's up there.
You're gonna make me cry.
And then there, for the ones that aren't actively here, there is my good friend, and kind of just, I've known him since 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
So that's 6 to 7 years.
I feel like I think I know who you're talking about.
After we...
okay. Yep.
You both know exactly who I'm talking about. We went through a lot of stuff within the first couple of years, and then we finally picked back up talking again, and it without a doubt, he's a brother to me. My good friend Hattori. And with him getting married, his wife Vivian, I haven't known her nearly as long. Like, cut off a few years to how long I've known him. And that's about how long I've known her, but she is a sister to me as well. And when I moved out to live with them. You know, we had our ups and downs, but as family and friends are wont to have. But for the fact that she came out to help me go out there in the first place meant a lot to me. And even though I don't nearly talk as much as I want to with them, because they're busy with their lives, I'm busy with my life, I will still always appreciate them for letting me live out there for a while. Because for the year and a half that I was out there, it was a lot, but it was also a lot learned. And honestly, pretty happy with it. And someday I'll go out and visit them again once all this shit, once everything can be set straight. But again, that's life.
No.
Life never has anything fully set straight. But no. In terms of, I don't, I don't think I technically have it. Besides these four, I don't think I have any like found siblings other than them. I technically have one found daughter in terms of it. Lunaria, or just Luna. But again, she's off doing her own thing as well. But still, every now and then it's a, hey kiddo, how's it going? But can't say, because I did technically have a found like parental figure for a while. Haven't really talked to them, so just been dead zones. It is what it is. Anyways, that probably sums up all of my family, both blood and found. So I'm gonna
Scarlet,
hand it over
do you
to
want to
Scarlet.
go, or should I just quickly do my found family? Okay. So
Do your
with
found family
Zim,
real quick.
it is exactly what he said. Pretty early on into meeting them. Now, we actually met through Hattori. Well, we met through his wife, because I met her in League of Legends, and we just played a pair of characters who are lore-wise connected. And I made friends with her, and I eventually got put into the Discord with these two, and everyone else. And... and at first, I know, right?
My ADHD
Um,
disorder.
at first, I really didn't know how to feel, because y'all were already dealing with a person who now is in a much better standing, but kept pushing y'all in weird ways, like the whole group in general. And I was just there. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't feel like I should talk. Yeah. I didn't feel
I
like I
don't
should
know.
be around. I just felt really awkward. And I genuinely thought y'all didn't like me for a while, because of how awkward I was. There were some spits. There were some problems in between that got eventually worked out, or well, at least put in the past properly. And during one of those spits, I got closer to Scarlet. And I remember, and I like you said on
Yeah.
Twitter that one time, both of us will always remember the time that we got closer, because you were just having the worst week. And then a very specific day came along,
Oh my god.
and you just needed to vent to someone who I
Mhm.
don't know why you chose me to talk, but you did. Do you know why?
It's it's well, the reason is because we were starting to get really close, and I was already just talking to you about some other personal stuff. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to Mela just because I already trust her. I trust her enough with this, and she's someone that I've noticed as that's for the most part a very reasonable thinker. She tries to be her best.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And then we talked till like 3 in
Which
the
I
morning
kind of
after I had a
provoked.
fucking mental breakdown.
No, it was one of those things. It was.
Yeah,
I
but
was
it was a
listening to
good
their
kind of provoke.
story, and finally, I realized that there was something that wasn't adding up. Because it was always the same day, every week. So I finally just asked, hey, did anything in your past happen that you never allowed yourself, or you were never able to heal from? And Scarlet goes quiet, and I could, it was one of those times where you could, internally hear their cogwheels going. Because you realize they're starting to make that realization, and I swear the only thing that I heard from Scarlet afterwards was, huh. And then they got into it, and it was pretty traumatic. I mean,
Yeah, got into it, full breakdown, full crying mess. Like, I was just like, I was laying on my bed the entire conversation, literally just had tears running down my face, like half my, like part of, like the bed I was, like the spot where I was laying when I got up, it's just wet around my fucking head. Um,
It
the thing is,
was.
it was a very sensitive topic. It was something that I needed to talk to someone about, and Mela literally, she immediately said what it was, hit it right on the spot, and that's why I
Yep.
went silent, and I did the and then
Sometimes
I
it's
had
good
the
to know
breakdown.
random words that provoke things.
Sometimes
Most
breakdowns
of
are
mine
good
have
for
not
you.
been.
Depends on how.
Fair.
Yeah, but that's for reasonable shit that's gone on
Along with
though.
them, a number of my mods on my Twitch channel, they are also found family. Like our mutual friend Jolly, I've met him pretty recently, but he's genuinely like a little brother to me. And bless his soul, he really tries to help. It's just he's not been around a situation like mine, so some of the things that get said kind of throw him off. And one thing he's not used to is people masking emotions, which I can't fault him for. It's just something that I've had to do to kind of get by and get through what hatred was thrown at me because of bullying and emotional abuse that I went through school. Keeping my emotions on the down low because it really didn't feel like anyone had time for me at my house to help with it. And usually if I did reach out about it, it was just given, well, we can move you here to a different place, or we can move you here. There was none of, I don't understand why they're coming after you when you've done nothing. You are doing everything you're supposed to do. You're doing nothing bad. They are just too busy focused on you rather than their own lives that are being problems. Like, there was no encouragement. There was no love there. It was just it always felt place me down for someone else to deal with. But Jolly is not used to it, and I'm trying to explain it while also trying to not freak out because I now have much worse anxiety attacks as of the past month, which I'll say now, give or take, from the problem with my mom that arose recently. Yeah, it's been maybe a little under a month, but I now have much worse anxiety attacks. My stutter has started to come back again. It was gone for a little bit, but it started to come back again. Beyond that, there is Goddess of Hell, which is my very long-term friend, Sarah. I love her. And as cringy as this might be to whoever finds it, I was still in my Korea boo phase, and I called her Annie. I call her Annie because at first it was just because I really enjoyed the word, and I liked calling her that, and blah blah blah. Now it's just she is. That's it. She just is. She is Sarah Annie. And I also have someone who's not a mod, Reggie. He is a little brother to me in many ways. Even if we get on each other's nerves sometime, even if we get upset with each other, like, it's just family. It's just how it is. I do have mods who are not family to me. There's one person who I do need to remove because of my discomfort with the situations as a mod. But, like, yeah.
Do I know this? Do
Yeah,
I
it
know
was the
about this
drama we were
situation?
forced into recently.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Yeah, you're
we'll do
right.
that
Oh
in
my
a
god,
little
Sam, I
bit.
need to do that as well. You're
I'll
right.
do it after I'm done talking, just so I don't interrupt you. Trying to think. I mean, I have a lot of found family.
Good.
And a lot of my found family I found either through Twitch or, surprisingly, League with y'all, and then Dungeons and Dragons. And, I mean, that just kind of sums up my life. I found people through... Oh, one more big group of found family were my K-pop friends that I met back in high school. I met them through a band called U-Kiss. I don't know if they're disbanding. I heard they were going to be coming back, which I'm really excited about. I met them through this band, through... get ready for this. Through Google Plus. Their old, like, social media thing. And I have been fairly close friends from 20, I want to say 2010, and I've known them for that long. It's been a while now. I think that's all the fond family I can think of right now. So Scarlet, the mic is yours.
Oh my god, where do I
Yes.
fucking start? So for blood-related family, it is literally a mixture of big and small. I have my parents and then my two siblings. I'm the oldest out of the three. And to start off, I'm gonna start off with the big side of the family just to get them out of the way. It's my dad's side of the family. They are a big, huge family that is heavily Mormon, and I'm not going to get into that stuff because I don't like talking about religion. I'm not a big
running
fan
right
of
past
it.
anything religious aside from, hey, we accept you for who you are. Beyond that, bye.
Yeah. Right. Basically, I have not, since I was little, when my mom and dad first got together, immediately not like my dad's siblings or parents, but like the relatives, like the cousins and all them, when I did not like my mom just because she didn't have the same religion as them. And then when they had me, when my parents had me, I was also hated in turn just because of that. But that side of the family, I'm honestly not super close with. Like, I'm close enough because they're family, but I don't talk to them unless like I see them when we get together for stuff. And even then, we used to get together every year for something. It was either Christmas or Thanksgiving. We're kind of, as all of us have gotten older, we're all kind of spreading out from that and not doing it anymore. So, which I don't mind. I liked being together, but I also was like, with me being gay, also made that a struggle with that side of the family because I assumed I was going to be hated by that family. And some of my cousins do know, and they're perfectly fine with it, you know. They're glad that I'm finally being myself and that kind of stuff. But yeah, and it's just I'm just not super close with them. And then we have my mom's side of the family, and it's teeny. It's literally my grandma, my grandpa, who are both divorced, who are divorced. And then they only had 2 kids. They had my mom, who's the oldest, and then my uncle, who died about 2 years ago. And then the only grandkids that they have is literally me and my siblings. My uncle never had any before he passed away. I'm super, super close with that side of the family. And when my great grandma was still alive, she was alive till I was about in 6th grade. I was extremely close with her. Literally, basically, I would say there's probably 1, maybe 2 days out of the week that I was not at her house. I was actually home. The rest of the time I was with her. She was a school bus driver. So literally I'd get done with school, I'd get on her bus, and I'd literally go with her during her whole ride to drop off kids and everything. And then go to her house. And then we were always baking or cooking something. That's the biggest thing we did, and like majority of my memories about her. And she died from cancer because she was a smoker, and she got lung cancer, which was a very traumatic time for me when she did pass away. Yeah, that's what, yeah, because I never got to say goodbye to her properly. So that's kind of what I didn't realize at the time, but that's kind of what caused problems up until I met Mela and then we talked about it. And, um, yeah, it was just, that was a really hard time. And that's what kind of ruined my whole high school years. Plus, at that time, that's when I started figuring myself out of who I was, and that was me being gay. And I got like severely bullied. It was just not fun. And then after she passed away, I was already really close with my grandma. I just got even closer to her. And like one of my most fondest memories was before her and my grandpa got divorced. And we were making, I can't remember, we were baking something. I think it was cookies. Was it the cookies or a cake? And we were baking it, Kate. And so she puts in the flour. She puts all of it all at once. And she tells me, who was like, I was little. Like, I was still a little kid, okay? She tells me, because she has an automatic mixer, she tells me, turn it on. She didn't specify what to turn it on to. So me being a little kid was like, yeah, and I grabbed the little switch and turned it to max speed. So this motherfucker it went Mach 90 and it shot the entire kitchen was covered in flour. Me, my grandma. And instead of her getting mad, literally me and her both busted up laughing. And so it took us longer to clean up than it was to actually finish and make the cookies. And it was cookies, that's why I remember now. And I remember because, and the funniest part is I remember because it happened and my mom walked in the door and all she hears from my grandma is, oh shit. And then right after she walks over to the kitchen and just sees fucking flour everywhere. And, it's just, I forget that was one of my favorite memories of all time with her. And I love it. But yeah, I'm super, super close with my grandma. And I literally tell
grandma
her,
knows
like,
me well
basically
enough
everything that
at
goes
this
on.
point to know that I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah. And, and I'm close to my mom. I'm, like, in the middle with my dad. We have our days where we get along. We have our days where we don't get along. It's just kind of meh. I love him, don't get me wrong, but we're just in the middle with our relationship. Yeah, exactly. And plus two, another thing is when I figured out I was gay, I was so afraid to tell my family because I was like growing up and I would hear about people coming out. I very seldomly heard about it going good. I heard people got kicked out of their families, they got disowned, and they had like nowhere to turn to, and like that's what it caused so much fear for me. And I became like a really bad shut-in. And like it was to the point where I wasn't even telling my grandma stuff. And my grandma was like the first person I ever, besides Mela and Zin here, were like the first ever people that I was like super open about it. And my mom, when I told her, she literally just told me, oh yeah, I've known for a while. Literally, that's what she said to me. And, which did honestly make me feel a lot better and did help. And so me and her have gotten a lot closer too with that. Have I told my dad? No.
Are you going to do what I'm going to do with that?
Of his family.
Yeah. So pretty much you and I are going down
waiting till I move out. I'm assuming... Yeah, like the thing is, I'm assuming he already knows. Like literally, I started painting my nails black. Like I'm starting to full send it, okay? And I'm assuming he already knows. He's just waiting for me to tell him, but I still have that slight fear because my dad's also 6 foot...
Why?
3?
Okay, what's
dude,
with the
and
guys
like
we
big as
keep
hell.
meeting? Your dad
Okay, this
included, but not
motherfucker could
meeting me.
easily
Why are they all
knock me
tall?
out. I don't know, because we're
I'm tall
well. First of all,
for females, yeah.
you're
You're
tall,
small.
bitch. I'm over here 5'5".
It is. It is.
Yes.
It
Shut the
is
fuck up.
the short people
Shorty.
month.
Your kneecap. Shut the fuck
You're under
up.
5'6".
I'm gonna fucking rip off your kneecaps,
Scarlet
bitch.
will
I'm gonna
commit to the
tattoo them
die.
backwards. Swear to God. Anyway, yeah, and so I'm really close with my brother and my sister. You know, it's normal sibling stuff. My sister's the youngest. She's at that age where she's gonna go and get her permit for driving, but she hasn't yet. So we have to drive her everywhere. Which isn't bad. There's sometimes
It
interferes
also
when I'm
doesn't
doing
help
stuff
that
like
they
my
ask you
streaming,
at
but
random times.
my mom also. Yeah. Well, not, and it doesn't help to the fact that they don't
Even if
think
people make
streaming as like a
millions,
serious
if you're the
job.
right person.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I feel
so yeah, but which is fine. I also have a full-time job on top of it.
Yes.
Am I
And I've
overworking
been
myself?
trying
9
to
times
do
out of 10,
everything on
yes.
their
Mela can
downtime to
attest to
make
this.
his life a little easier. I'm the one
Do
who's
I do
yelling
the
at them.
exact same?
Like
Also,
in our
yes.
friend Red's
Yeah.
stream recently. I don't
Yeah.
was in there for Red's stream? Yeah, because we were doing the Ada-Adas. I was watching his chat
He was
and
there.
someone literally, because he was fussing at me about something, and I don't remember what it was. But someone in his chat just goes, Red, stop yelling at the clearly mother figure of this gaggle of goofballs. And I'm just like, wait, are you talking about me? And they just said yes, and I
Literally.
start losing it. I am the mom friend to most of my communication.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's true.
Yeah.
I can be too. I've done it before.
You are brother
And,
energy
like,
with
Just like
us.
brother friend. Most
Yeah,
of the
he's
time.
just. It's true. Like my other thing too is it's like, for a while, I mean I still kind of go by it, but I like went by as like gender fluid, as in the sense of like growing up, because my voice to a lot of people is very deceiving. I am a male. I was born a male, and I will always be a male. But my voice comes out as more higher pitched and more feminine like. So, like, for instance, when I'm working, if people have not seen my face, and I've been told this many, many times, people do not see my face,
I
they
can't
think
say
I'm a
much.
lady.
When I first met you, I thought you were too.
And so, see, and, it's something, and people, and it's so funny because it's never bothered me. And other people around me are so confused by the fact that it doesn't bother me. And they always ask me that, like, does it not bother you? Why doesn't it bother you? And I'm like, I don't, because
Well, it also has to
it's
do with the
basically, I
fact that
just
you're
don't care,
comfortable
you
with
know?
who you are in that aspect. The people who generally get bothered by being misgendered are usually uncomfortable with. I hate to use men because it's the most pointed out one, but like men who get any sort of like
Yeah.
told that they have any sort of femininity, and then have problems with that are you. Zin knows exactly where I'm going. Are usually upset or feel like their masculinity was just attacked, which is never the case. And it's like there's a toxic masculinity, and women do this too. Like I make fun, and y'all can attest to this. I make fun of the fact that I've had someone straight out tell me that I sound like a guy. And I told this to a lot of people, and they're like, "No, you don't." I don't understand why they didn't. I'm like, I don't know. But like, it makes me laugh. I mean, it does make me feel a little what's the word? No, I'm always confused.
Confused?
Not uncomfortable. A little insecure about my voice because I already don't really like my voice. But like to me, it's also funny because I never took my voice to sound any masculine. I'm aware that I do, like in this voice. This is one of my voices that I'm supposed to be speaking in. My other one is right here, but the one that I tend to talk in when I'm not trying to project a certain level of like myself, I just kind of talk down here, and I guess like down here is a little more masculine than I realized. Well, in fairness, this was
Sounds
an
doesn't
old
sound like
lady,
it to
so
me,
her
but
hearing may have
whatever.
distinguished it. But at the same time, she said it
Oh,
multiple
that's
times, knowing
true. That
exactly
is
who
true.
her granddaughter was talking to. So, ma'am.
Right. Anywho, some people just need to get their hearing checked.
They need to get their hearing checked. They need to get their. Well, I'm saying
Their
the
brain
joke about
fixed.
they need to get their eyes checked because there has been, to give context, just like not as nearly as long as my PNGs, but I do have long hair, and so therefore some people instantly go, "Oh, that's feminine," or if they don't fully, because depending on what I'm wearing, it'll be more easy or harder for people to see that I'm a guy. I don't know why they would think I'm a female based off my body structure in the first place,
Accepting of
but you
all
know, that's
genders
them.
and all body structures.
But I'll get ma'amed or missed, or you know, I'll get that, and then I kind of like I do like a half turn to look at them. They're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Nah, it's all right. What's up?"
Okay.
I will be right back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
All right.
We can actually move on to the next
But,
topic.
You guys
Family.
keep talking.
And
still true, because
yeah,
I have like an hour
we can
before
move
I need
on
to
to
get
the
ready
next
for work.
topic, and we'll just start with you. We'll hold off on the group until Scarlet comes back. So we'll start with your. Which one do you want to talk about for games?
I will probably go off because it's the one I played most recently. Is Monster. So basically, what we're about to be going over is like games that we all enjoy together, and then there are separate games. And my two separate games that they're not as wholly invested into, and you know that's fine. I don't bug anybody about not being into these games, but these two games are probably the
Oh
ones
yes,
that
you
you're
got ran
most
over
likely
by
going
a
to hear me
llama.
nerd out about.
Oh wait, I thought
Yes.
of another game for the ones that we enjoy.
Not recently.
I
Actually,
thought of
no,
another game
recently. What's that?
that we all enjoy. Minecraft. But I misspelled it and I put Minecraft.
That's true. We all haven't played. But
No,
here's the
but it's a
thing:
game we
I
all
don't think any of us have actually played it that recently. I know I haven't.
Sorry.
True. But going back to my personal games, starting off with my major gaming addiction slash my top hour holder, Monster Hunter. When I was introduced to Monster Hunter, this was about middle school, and my sibling had gotten the game. My blood sibling had gotten the game. It's like, you can play this, just don't beat this. And I started playing, and I started rolling into the game. Lo and behold, I ended up beating the game accidentally because I didn't think genuinely, it did not seem like the last quest of the before credits. And my sibling walked in from either after school stuff or their babysitting job or whatever to me watching the credits, and I went, like, "Are you kidding? I'm sorry, I didn't expect to beat it so soon." And yeah, kind of from playing it more there on, I just got more engrossed into the game series, and
In fairness, they
ever
could.
since, yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Probably right now, I was gonna say probably right now I'm looking at like, I want to say like 4,600 plus hours between from when I started on Monster Hunter 3 Try and what I'm currently playing, which is Sunbreak.
I was gonna say, in fairness,
What were you gonna say, Mel?
your sibling could have just deleted data.
Okay, we got it back.
Could have.
We got it back.
But oh yeah, no, I am. You could ask
We
Scarlet
play
and Mel. I
Cards
am
Against
very
Humanity
passionate about playing Monster Hunter.
the
It's very
site we
chill.
use
Also,
lets you use gifts. Half of the time, I will just play to the DM specifically and just throw. Yeah, sorry. I
the
dungeon
cards are.
mastered last night, so my brain is still D&D, and I need to work on stuff. Oh, I'm not gonna have any time to work on Wednesday. Anyway.
Bitch in charge. What the hell?
I don't remember what I was saying. I don't remember what I was saying. Okay,
God.
we can move on. What else did you want to say about Monster Hunter?
I don't know. I really love the game series. And it's like all the different weapons,
Wait a
all the
minute.
different armors. The monsters themselves are honestly
Danger
9
Pickle.
times out of 10 fantastic. Danger Pickle.
Oh my fucking
Scarlet,
god.
you're a
Oh
koala!
my
Most
god.
dangerous of pickles.
Shall I roll
Yeah.
a d4 for the group one?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
that
on.
good
Hold
point.
on. I never got to talk about my found family. Yes.
Fair. We'll jump back because that's basically all I had on Monster Hunter anyways.
But no, found family wise, like the thing is I'm the type of person, Mela and Zim
Yeah.
can both attest to this. I'm a very welcoming, open person. Does that mean I'm gonna completely welcome you to everything? No, I'm gonna welcome you to arm's length at first. And make you and I the thing is I just my whole perspective on life is I was always that kid that never understood why we had to have wars, why we had to do fighting to solve our problems. I'm like, why can't we all just talk it out and get along? Yes, I learned growing up that that's not how the
True.
fucking world works and people suck at communication. But
Yeah, these two have hurt
oh god,
themselves
my
recently.
nerve. Oh. Yep. But I'm like that person that welcomes people, and so the reason why I say welcome them at arm's length is because at first I just welcomed them up to everything. That got me severely hurt and fucked up. And so I welcome people like I always do. I don't like to just keep people at like distance away from me. I'm like, if you need someone to talk to, I am here. I will listen. Does that mean I'm going to have words to say to you for whatever you're ranting to me about or asking about? No. But I'm here to at least listen because guess what? I've learned growing up, if you have someone to listen to you, they don't have to say anything, but just to listen to you rant about whatever's going on in your life, if you just need someone
I
to
have to be
just
told if you want
listen,
advice
it
or
helps
if
a
you just
lot.
want someone to listen because my brain works both ways. Which apparently is an ADH thing too.
Yep. And and that's just how it is. I've always been like that kind of person. Same thing. I met these two through Aaron, through Hattori. And it's because when I was growing up and then throughout high school, I actually met Hattori in high school. I met him when we were both freshmen in high school. And we were friends for like freshman year, and then I didn't hear from him or see him until my senior year. I think it's because he moved, if I remember correctly. Or it's just because we had got different friend groups. I can't fully remember the story. But I got back into friendship with him during our senior year. And in turn, that's when I met also Viv, his wife. And shortly after is when I found out they also played League. So we started playing League together a lot. And then that's when I ended up meeting Zin. And then I later met Mela on top of it. And I had some falling out with Viv, which in turn basically got a fault with Hattori. I still consider them friends because we talked it out. We don't talk really at all. I just like hear from them. Like sometimes they show up at my work to get drinks because I'm a barista. But even then, I don't see them that a whole lot. But we're on good terms, and I consider them good friends. But Mela, same thing. I remember I remember the day I first met her. I was at work. I got home. I ended up working like a morning shift. I got off, and Viv invited me to play League. So I was like, yeah, cool. She's like, well, I met this cool new friend. She's an absolute sweetheart. And it was Melon. And so we ended up playing some games afterwards. She's like, I hope you don't mind if you know, if she joins us. I was like, no. I was like, I love making new friends. And so, that's when I first met Mela, and we were very awkward when we first
I
met.
am very
I will
shy,
admit that.
and you
Do you
just,
remember
I
that,
don't
Mela?
think, knew what to think of me at first because of it.
Yep.
And y'all were in the middle of a drama situation as well.
And yeah, so we didn't get close till after that. Zen, let's see. I think technically I met Zen after, like actually got to meet him. I heard about him from Hattori before I met Mela, but I never actually got to meet Zen until after I met Mela.
Really? Because I met
do
y'all
remember
at the same
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just one of those things that's like, I knew Hattori and I knew Viv from school, and then I heard of Zen because both of them talked about him and like the other people in the friend group at the time, but I never actually met really any of them until after you. And so, but either way, I became friends with Zen after that, and then we just got closer since then. Now he's like a brother to me.
And we're all equal.
Mela's like an older
of
sister
gremlins.
who has mom energy. Yes, exactly. And yeah, and then I have like and then besides that, I have everybody else. Same thing. I met a whole bunch of people from Mela, from all of her D&Ding. She got me back. She got me really into D&D, and now I wish I could play it, but my schedule does not let me. Met a whole bunch of friends through that, and then with streaming, I met a lot of people from an old friend group of Melas, and then there was a lot of problems falling out. That's a story for another time, which I honestly don't think
the ease
we'll
of
talk
the
about
words
because of personal
defamation
reasons.
of character will be thrown around.
Exactly. And but I met some other really good people that I'm friends with, and I love them to
Dwavy
bits.
and Platy.
Two of them is Dwavy and Platy, twin brothers. I fucking love those two. They're sweethearts to the extreme and sassy as fuck. Especially me and Platy. Like, so me and Dwavy's relationship is we are friends and we care about each other
The
and we give each
exact
other love.
opposite.
Then there's me and Platy. And so, like, here's the thing. People think, the way we interact is people have literally asked me if we hate each other. And I'm like, no, it's the opposite. We absolutely love each other to the point of we call each other clowns, clownfishes, rats, and all that kind of stuff. And we joke around. And the thing is, between us two, we know where to go. We know we know not to, like, when, like, what not to say to go too far and stuff. And so they're absolute sweethearts. I love them, and I love to introduce people to them just because they're such fun people to be around.
It's Platy and just Wavy, correct? Yeah, so it's Platy.
Yep.
I don't think the I is capitalized, right? It's just the P, right?
I think, honestly, it might be capitalized, but if you're like searching it on Twitch,
but, like,
you don't have to capitalize anything as long as you put in the name.
The same name as someone else too.
Like yeah, that's true. But
we can also link them in the video description, so like there's
my brain's totally working. Yeah, we can link that. Or if people, honestly, if y'all want to check them out, We have a Discord.
Shall also be
You
in the
can literally,
description.
you could literally. We'll figure out some way. We'll figure out some way to get it set up so you guys can get a hold of us. If not, we'll get it set up so we can have it linked directly to our Twitters and or Twitches. That way you can, if you want more things, especially when we live stream, you can come watch our gremlin asses play games. And then in that same sense, you can also meet the other amazing people that I am friends with that are part of this community. And anyway, back onto the topic because I'm rambling on like Mela. I basically never. But yeah, and with Dwayne Potty, I met some other good people. We're kind of iffy right now because of personal issues. But I still consider them friends. Just because they have for the majority of the part have shown me nothing but kindness, brought me into their amazing communities. I now have two quote unquote children from those communities. Which is surprising, considering Mela's the mom group,
and I have
friend
no like
of
children.
like everybody.
But then again, I treat everyone like a child. Literally the other day, Scarlet and Jolly were talking. Actually, last night, I disappeared to go get food because your girl didn't do much of that again because my body was telling me that I was not hungry. And the first thing I say when I come back or when I'm leaving is, "You children be good" or something like that. Although Jolly is legitimately young.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of friends. Does that mean I keep in touch with everybody? No, because I have too many people that I consider friends.
That's a mood all the time.
That's the same.
But that's also going and said, if you do legit need to reach, like, if you need someone to just that can be there to listen to you, we are here. Who will be happy if not, we have a Discord server. That same thing, like I said earlier. And not even that, and I'm gonna be adding more to it. Is I'm gonna make a whole like venting /
are we keeping the depressive
emotional dump
corner?
Part of my server.
Yes.
Oh, that's exactly what it's saying. It's saying Depresso Espresso Corner. That's what we're calling it. It's gonna be there, so you can literally, if you just need a rant, literally, it's gonna be there for you to rant. The server is. There will be no bullying, no harassing. If someone's going through shit,
no discrimination. Exactly.
It's open, it's friendly, everybody's welcomed, all walks of life.
Here's the way I could probably we're accepting except for your dumbass bullshit. Get that out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally. And I can also attest, me and Zen are the more... Mela can be strict, okay? Not gonna lie, we're all very strict when it comes to pushing boundaries and that kind of stuff. But me and Zen are more of the people that will say if we don't like something then and there.
I'm not gonna lie, I am
not like that.
Pushovers I have ever met. I have been since I was right. I've gotten more of a spine. I mean, I've yeeted someone out of my.
I've helped build her spine.
Everything recently because of just gross. Lilia has now too. He overstepped with her.
They're bullshit, yeah.
No.
Good. He doesn't know.
Remember, people, Twitch is not a dating app.
Anyway, but yeah, no, literally, I have oh my fucking god, I don't even know. But no, that's how my server is, and I'm gonna have it. If not, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna link for me wise, Mela, and I'm assuming Zen will also do their own separate things too. Is link. I'm gonna link my Twitch, which then in turn I have a link set up so you can join my Discord server. If not, do let me know, like, if you guys ever pop into a live stream and like the link's not working, do let me know. Yeah, or on the video too, just, you know, just tell me, be like, hey, I tried clicking the link, it's not letting me join. So then I know, and then I'll fix it for you guys. But that's what I'm gonna do. And then, yeah, you are more than welcome to join. Just know, the way I do it is, I will give you one warning. If you like overstep your boundaries and you push things that were asked not to, the second time you're done. No hesitations. I'm not gonna hear ands, if, buts, or whats. You are just gone. But it takes a lot for you to push me. So
I think it takes a lot to push any one of us, but the instant you do,
you will hear.
You will get wrath, not from us personally. Well, I mean, probably, but not just from us personally.
We also have
You'll
amazing
get wrath
mods in there.
From our mods,
the
from
community
each other.
In general is hyper protective.
The community.
Yeah,
we are not afraid to bust kneecaps verbally and probably otherwise for each other.
and this is mostly towards the thing. But like when it comes to my stream, I'm not the one you need to worry about. You will hurt me. Don't get me wrong. But that's not the problem. Your problem is going to be facing my moderators. Because they will go for you. They will go for your throats. Because I cannot deal with confrontation well. It's been a part of my life for a very long time that if I am being any sort of confrontational or protecting myself, I am being disrespectful and I am being nasty and all this. I am not allowed to say no. So my mods, I do.
She kind of just shuts down. So then she
Susan
has
and Jolly
people like me and Zen.
Wild dog pack for the throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, but I'd make them I wouldn't go straight for throat. I'd make them suffer. I'd take out their knees first, then break their arms.
By the way,
maybe a shoulder and a rib, and then go for the throat.
This is meaning you're getting timed out.
We're not reading this literally.
Yes, no. Yes. Yeah. To translate my mini rant there, I'm not violent. You're violent.
Right. The way I do it is I time you out the first time and I will give you a warning. Second time I'll just straight up time you out because you've already been warned. Third time you're just instantly
banned.
The
only time that we did
ban
do
block,
that was for this
not
one
gonna deal
situation because I couldn't tell what fully was going on until I was supposed to be live filling out a Pokedex for a friend.
Exactly.
And I'm not going into it, but this guy had been causing problems for at least 4 people. While he never took it... He took it too far, very quickly. But he didn't take it to a certain furtherness. And when that came around, and when I was sitting down looking at them in my chat, I just go, I can't do this. This is not someone I personally feel safe with. I have introduced him to other female streamers, and the people who I have met him from, or didn't even meet him from, considering they're having issues. This is close. He was now in a community where at least one person had a daughter, and I didn't trust it. So I outright blocked him. He's tried to come back. He's tried to repeal the block or the ban. He has been blocked by 2 other people so far, and then that's people that he was actively following and talking to. And then I know some people on Witchy's server have blocked him because of it. I know Soul definitely has.
Yeah, I wanted to say something, but Mela
I'm now at the
convinced
point
me
where,
not
like, if
to
you
because
did,
I had some choice
I
words.
no longer care. Break his kneecaps.
Yeah. Oh no, but during the time when everything happened,
who he was, or if he was garnering the attention, and I genuinely feel like it was attention garnering. We were on a subject.
Okay. Anyway, back to the subject again. That's right, literally. That's pretty much. Hey, what the fuck? I just
Where is that?
realized I see hashtag blame Scarlet. Wait a damn minute, Zen. Fuck you.
Did you really?
Look at the topic, Sneller. Anyway, anywho.
And this is why I'm the subtle one of the group. No one notices until it's already too late.
Exactly. Anywho, that is my whole like found family. I mean, not the whole thing because too much to talk about, but that's like the gist of it. I will welcome you with open arms at arm's length. Then it's one of those things where it's because of the shit that I've had to deal with. I welcome you at arm's length, but with open arms. And then it literally you could talk to me for a whole day, and then
or squishing faces.
Then most of the time I'm hugging you. Yeah,
it's recently
I have a
new
thing.
too.
Everybody can agree with this. You can ask anybody that knows me. Yeah, I've recently been in the thing. I will like if you say something. Yeah, literally, and I will literally like if someone says something like I hate like here's the thing. I hate being called cute. Deep down, I know I'm cute. I know I'm fucking hot as hell, and I'll be better than all you bitches.
Out of nowhere.
But I know exactly. It's starting to show more. Kind of
listen.
bad.
Yeah, when the confidence starts to spark.
Shut up.
Why the fuck are you giggling, Snickerbox? But no, the confidence thing increasing. It hasn't just been Scarlet. It's been myself as well because
makes me happy.
With the new friend group we've come across, it's kind of opened ourselves more, and to realize who we are is good.
Yeah.
And we should be proud of it. And we need to we stand to benefit when we realize we're doing like for me, probably the key turning point of my confidence as of late has been not necessarily even my body, but my voice. Because like even starting to work, I'm a customer service worker. I've worked retail, but you know, just mainly overall customer service. But I have like basically right off the bat I was told, hey, you know, I'm just saying in lieu of them people calling me by my real name, but hey Zen, you've got you have a radio voice. You could be a radio host. And I was always confused for the longest of time. And I get comments here and there about having that like radio voice. And then due to Mela and Scarlet, I came across Inushi's group, Lumore, or like the Kingdom and all of them, and all like their friends and stuff. And the first thing that was brought to attention was my voice.
No, but she has pointed you out.
A lot of voices, not just mine.
It's true.
Don't yeah me, bitch.
It's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking.
I don't know what song it is.
I'll fucking break into the song. Don't make me.
Oh God, no.
Right.
Save energy. Oh no! Our table, it's broken. Oh no!
Our table, it's broken.
I chipped it. Anyway, back to the whole Shing.
But yes. Basically, as I've kind of hung out in Inushi's community, more people have pointed out that my voice is nice, and I've always thought my voice is very mediocre. It's not the higher, softer tones that I've heard, or like the very deep, bassy voices. So I've always thought it's mediocre.
Yeah,
But
literally, it took not just literally. Me and Mel have been telling him this for a while. Okay,
they have
listen,
been.
and then he wouldn't believe us. It literally took a good chunk of people from a
I
single server
myself
for him to
have
at
never
least
been fond of my own
attempt to
voice. I
realize.
can listen to myself talk. That's not the issue. I just, it's not a voice for me. If you know what I mean. And I mean, recently, I had someone, and the three of us all cringed at this because they know, y'all especially know how much I hate ASMR. But I was told that I should try to do ASMR. And I'm like, the closest thing that y'all are getting, the closest thing
Yeah.
that I will do of
Yeah, no, that was
ASMR is just
both
quiet
of us
reading
just kind of
time.
went no.
Because that's not ASMR, that's quiet reading time. But like, I've also had people, Lucian, our
Yeah.
local vampire bunny friend. I was like, nope.
Oh, the
After I showed
RRs.
him, yes, there's a clip or two of me going, and I had to have them clipped because somebody else clipped them, and one was because I lost a bet.
It has
But
made all genders feel something.
I think that goes for all three of our RRs to be completely honest, because I've heard reactions
you've
from
heard someone's reaction to
different
mine.
friends on both Scarlet and I's and Mella's.
What?
Well,
Yeah, so have I.
yeah, they're like it's more of the reaction that people usually get out of me. It's like a, oh type of thing. But listen, I know I react very strange. I don't
You
go
go
hot
ayo
damn
half the
or
time.
whatever the fuck everyone else usually goes when some.
Yeah,
I go ayo because
and then there's
some
times where
people
I've
I'm
done
not
some.
expecting it.
But then there's times where I've said something and I made him a blushing mess.
All right, you know what? You can fuck her right off of that.
It will be.
Nope.
Well,
Weird.
okay, yeah.
This is not a segment.
Okay, I think
have a
we
half
we
hour.
swiftly move on
It's got to
to
be a segment at some point.
games. Which shall I roll a d4?
Games.
Yeah.
I think
No,
we
yeah,
should
no.
talk
I was
about the
rolling a d4 for
overall
one of the four.
group games and then go to ours.
I honestly think
Oh
because
yeah,
of the
go.
Rolling
time
a
we have,
d4.
I think we should save our personal games for another time.
Yeah. Because we have about, I would say, what, an hour's until you have to leave?
I have less. I technically work at 3 my
I
time, which is
got
the top of the
Overwatch
hour.
1 and 2.
But I do need like I can start getting.
Okay. What was it, Mel?
Overwatch 1 and 2. But I've got like basically
45 minutes?
I would say
So,
40 to be
Overwatch.
no 45.
Who
Yeah,
should
45.
start
I got
this out?
45.
Okay. I will state.
Oh no, we definitely have 40. Sorry.
Right. I will state. I will probably say very little about this, just because it's
I think
one
I
of
have
the
the most
least
time
group
in the game
games that I
compared to all
play.
three of us. So, Overwatch. FPS. One of my favorites. I myself am a Mercy main, followed by support and off tank, which of course that's changing now because all tanks are primary now because of the 5v5 instead of 6v6. I have a lot of time in this game. Over several thousand. Not several, it's not over several thousand. But it is over 1,000.
Huh.
I think it's over 1,500 because I've been playing pretty much since the game came out. Maybe a year off because I didn't have my own copy. 20.
When did the game come out?
2016, May 24th.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I remember it came out like a year after I started playing League. Yeah.
I got into
It came out a year
Overwatch
after I started playing League.
because my sister started playing it, and I was having some streamer friends that I knew back then. They were playing it, and they're like, no, you should give it a try. Maybe you'll like it. I'm like, I don't like shooters. Like, Call of Duty was never interesting. It looked really bland and boring. Blah, 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 blah. I like comfy games for the most part. And finally, I'm like, hey, my sister gets it. I'm like, hey, do you think I could play a game? She goes, sure. Because she was offline. She was about to go lay down. Because she was in a lot of pain. I picked up Mercy and I didn't play
And
anything
that's when
else.
it all went
No.
downhill from
I actually,
there.
I do have, I want to say 250 hours on Mercy. And then my next highest is
There's a
Ana.
lot. Then there's Diva,
I think my
and who's the other one?
highest three
Sombra?
are Mercy, Ana, Diva,
Oh,
and
Ana,
then
and
followed
then
by
Diva, right?
Moira. And then another tank, I think. And then
Okay, that's what I was
finally,
thinking.
actually Widowmaker, even though I'm so bad. Aim is not my strong suit. I will be able to heal you. I will keep you alive. You will not die unless I'm dead. Often. Do not ask me to play Widowmaker. I get maybe one good game in like 50. Aim is just not my strong suit. I have been playing since at least 2017. I took about a year break because I just didn't have friends playing. Came back, made new friends, one of them being Wummy, right? I met Wummy and my friend Froppy in the worst possible way for that game. We had a guy who grouped us together and said, hey, y'all want to get better at competitive? I'll help you. This guy was such a micromanager, he decided when I rezzed. And I played one game of comp with him.
No, I hate fucking people like that.
And I had already added Wummy. I don't remember why we added each other at that point. I was already friends with Froppy, and then I added Wummy with this guy. I think he told us to. And the other two people was already like good friends of his. So I PM Froppy. I'm like, does this guy rub you the wrong way? Yeah, it does. Okay. I then PM'd Wummy because Wummy was like really not into this. At least he didn't seem to sound like, is everything okay? And he goes, no, I'm just not having fun. I'm like, same. Do you want to go play some norms? Yeah. And that's pretty much how we became friends. Wummy is very... I might be biased against calling him hot just because Wummy is like another sibling friend to me. He's a chaos sibling friend, but he is very pretty, to put it that way, if you will.
Yeah, but...
But then I took another break. I took a little break. Through Wummy, I met an entire different group of Rom, Dolly, Red, Bacter. No, I met Bacter because I was playing a game, and I actually joined voice chat with, I think, Wummy and Rom and them. Instead of the group chat, I was in the team chat. And Bacter goes, oh, Mela, I remember you. What? He goes, yeah. What? And he just goes, you don't remember any of us? I'm like, no. He goes, that makes sense. I haven't seen you on the game for like 2 months. What? Turns out he's got a really good memory for people's names. and he goes, I think you were playing Mercy. I'm like, looks at ours. Yeah. That was literally my words. Yeah, sounds about right.
It
and he
sounds
laughed,
about
and now I'm friends with
right.
them. There was somebody else that I can't think of their name right now. I have them in a Discord, and it kind of bugs me that I can't think of their name. Scroll! There it is.
Okay, Mel. Okay, it's okay. Anyway,
Horn.
Continuing on to show.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Horn has enough.
Oh my god, she's gonna be stuck on it.
No, Horn.
Huh? Wait, who? Oh.
I'm not saying the
Horn.
rest of the thing.
I thought I heard Horn, and I was like, what?
But, Horn, Horn's got some money. He's making an indoor theater in his house. Yeah. No. I mean, so is, Rom. Rom has got some good money that he's starting a whole ass company. Rom is, but he is, straight.
Any of them single? No, I'm just kidding. What are these things? What is this thing called?
You have a touch of fruit in you, and that is called Debbie. But that's about it. You are mostly straight, though.
Yes, I'm aware.
Or if you're one of Zin's friends, the filthy hetero.
He's my straighty.
I can't get over that you were called a
filthy hetero, and I call everybody that's straighties.
It wasn't even like the. It wasn't even the fact that I was called filthy hetero. It was filthy hetero. It's like, well,
It was
You
the way
got
it was
Draco
said.
Malfoy.
Yeah, it was the way it was. It was the way it was said. It's true.
Yeah, I am a support main. That's
Anyway,
what
to
most
continue is
games.
the Overwatch. It's true. That's how I.
Yeah.
That's the thing. How I became really close with Mela.
Well,
I've
if we take
noticed.
a look at Overwatch, I am
She usually
a mercy
supports me.
main with plus 200 hours. We go to. I don't think so because I took a really long on and off break.
Almost 300.
On League of Legends, I am not
Either way.
Seraphine. I am Soraka. I like supports. And I get a lot of those TikToks where it's like, supports, why do you play supports? So I can make you beg or call me mommy or things like that. And I'm like, I don't trust other people to support you. I have the mentality to happily scream at you to get your ass back out of the place that you're not supposed to be. And get healing. And because I just overall like playing support. I usually like their kits. They're generally fairly mobile in some way, unless your name is Zenyatta or Ana. I mean, even in MMOs, like when I was playing World of Warcraft, while I had a druid that was like max level, but that's because I had a coin, the max level coin. My highest level character that I worked on was a holy priest, another healer. And our Lost Ark, I want to play it. It's been so long.
Ew.
I was a bard, so more support. In D&D, my most played classes are druids and not bards, druids and clerics, which are supports.
True. She's very.
I'm also an IRL.
She's very supportive. That's why she's the mom for the Asia group. I don't know why I went to that fucking accent. I know, right? It's true. It's very true. Honestly, like, for me, I've played a little bit. Like, very little bit. Very minimal amount.
Yeah.
And I do plan on trying to play Overwatch 2 more when it comes out. Don't expect me to play it as much as I do League, but I do play it. I will plan on adding it to a more played list. But from the little bit that I did play, I like it. It's a lot. Like, you're kind of all over the place. You have Mela, who's literally... See, my problem is I like to play the overly aggressive tank. And I'm that dumb bitch that's like, oh, I'm gonna protect my friends. So I run into the middle of a fucking 1v5 with my diva. I'm like, I got this, and proceed to almost die, runs out, and I hear Mela behind me, get your ass back here! Or some form of that. But from the little bit that I do play, I will say I am a diva main to the max. I remember when the game first came out, I saw her and immediately fell in love with her. I couldn't play the game because of the computer I had at the time. I didn't have any consoles at the time to play it. Because they weren't released on the consoles that I did have. But once they released them, then I started playing. And so... But yeah, I do enjoy it. I will admit that. Can some people be toxic as fuck? But yes, but that's also expected when you're playing multiplayer games like this. Now to the Zin.
For Overwatch?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think first and foremost, Diva main. Hard Diva main, but also main I do try playing some of the other, mainly tanks, because
nobody ever
unironically, partly is because no one else wants to fucking do the job, so I gotta do it myself.
It's like, it's your own fault.
Yeah, exactly. part of it is I do like tanking,
the weak,
because it's partly in my nature. But no, yeah, mainly for tanks I do Diva and Hamster.
That fucking rat.
No, so Scarlet, you don't know the context of
How are
this.
ya?
Mela.
Yep. Yep.
The contest
We
point
literally
of
won
Nepal
that fight because they could
with the
not kill Zen,
statue.
who just kept
Oh,
running around at
fucking
the speed of
Christ.
sound.
I
Mhm.
kept weaving, like I attached to the very top point of the statue, but I was still considered on point. But I was weaving up and down, and like then I'd
And
stop
then I just
myself for a
heal him
little
when I
bit, and
came
then I'd go
back.
down to smack them off point, but then
It
go back up
repeated
so I
for
can
like a
shield them,
minute, at
She's like,
least.
oh, hi,
and it
okay, bye.
repeated
Yeah. Yeah,
that
3
over.
minutes.
No, Mela,
Mhm.
3 minutes because my total objective time was over 7. And it was ridiculous because
Junkrat.
they tried bringing in Sombra, they brought in freaking Cassidy against me. They just could not keep me off a point, and I was swinging for my life. But God, I was so happy that we won because I'm like, okay,
Literally,
I don't think
I
I'm ever
spent
going to be
the
able to do
entire
that
time
again.
that I would
Yeah,
die and
that's
come
just
back. I ignored the rest of the team and I just healed him up first so that he could stay, even though I absolutely hate that strategy.
I was getting pocket healed,
Every
but
time the
only
Sombra
because I
tried
was
to
the only one
hack you, you
somehow
backed her back out.
miraculously
You just hit
capable of
her
staying
out
on
of it.
point against their gangster ass team. Yeah, no, I'm like,
Yeah.
swing. No, the instant I saw the lines, I just dip,
They kept yelling at her too,
so I
and I
would
feel
break
bad
her
because at that
vision
point
and
you're
then
just
come back
playing
around to bop her.
properly against it. Smack her or
I'm playing
lose vision.
properly. How do you counter getting hacked? Smack her. That's all you gotta do. And I was
You
doing
have
both.
too much
Oh,
health.
and then the freaking Cassidy he'd stun me, but he'd always
Yeah,
stun me
it
right
is.
as I put up my shields, and when they're all on point, that's a big ass shield. So I just and then I'd instantly go back to ball form, roll around, push them off, ult, and then get back up where I was, and rinse and repeat until they
I think that break
finally had a
changed. I
break in
wasn't
their
playing
siege.
Mercy, I was playing Ana at
Oh
the
my
time, if I
gosh.
remember correctly. And I think that break was between you hitting them and I anti'd them, and we just eviscerated. Yep. So there was no way
Yeah,
they
you
would beat Ana at that time.
antied them, and
And you know,
I
that's
had my
not even the craziest
mindset.
game of Overwatch I've ever played. Would you believe it? The craziest game I ever played was back in Comp. I don't think it was before. It may have just been just after the Mercy changes, where she was OP with them, and it was competitive. I was queued with a lot of friends. Ironically, one of them stopped playing with me because of me getting a little tilted here and there. I'm the only one with open mic, so when I'm talking to myself, they hear it, and unfortunately, that caused a lot of. There's a lot of me beating myself up too, so I'm like, I don't know why they just left. They didn't even say anything until we caught them with another group. You know, whatever, people. People are just people. We were on. Oh, what map was it? It was the Hispanic map. Help. Overwatch maps, literally Googling it because this is
I don't know
bothering me.
Overwatch maps too well.
Dorado, yes, thank you. I think that's Hispanic,
Dorado?
right? I think so. But we were in Dorado. I'm gonna feel really bad when someone calls me stupid, but also I'm trying not to offend people. But we were in comp, game 1, like the first round. We get it all the way to the end. Game 2, they got it all the way to the end. Game 3, they got it to the very first, not the first chokehold. The first chokehold is right in front of their spawn. The second is the underpass that they have to go through before they get to the doors for the first checkpoint. We kept them there. And me and the other support was the friend who left. We were screaming. We were yelling. Because it was that intense of a fight. We were laughing, but we were yelling. And we get to our turn. We are having a horrible time. They make one mistake. And we took the round. This game, mind you, most Overwatch games don't go above 15 minutes, usually. This game took over an hour. And it was just this perfect, like, it was one of those games where even if you lost, you would feel good about it. That was that well balanced of a game. And yeah,
one of the games that
like even
that both sides tried, and because both sides were trying their damnedest,
and
it took so long.
we were all
We still
talking
talk
at the
about
end chat
Overwatch?
during the play of the game.
Okay.
And it was just, what the fuck? How did that happen? How was this an hour-long comp game? There were a bunch of GGs. It was just, everyone was just happy. It was just a good game of competitive. And I have never since played another game of comp that was that good. Never again. I have not had food, but I'm also not hungry.
I'm eating a salad.
Scarlet, your ADHD just went me. No! Do y'all want to switch to...
Really?
We
What
have
about?
30 minutes left before... No, we have 15 minutes? I was just saying, yeah, we have 20 minutes left. Shall I roll the dice again and get
20.
one of the new ones?
20.
Yeah, let's go to comfy Minecraft.
That, or I feel
I
like we
will
should
say-
just talk about Minecraft.
I will say
Because
for
that's the
Overwatch
most
2, I'm really
simple
looking
one.
forward to new supports.
The other two
we
are gonna
needed
be a
more
minute.
supports for so long. I'm ready to play. I'm ready for my supports. You
I
can
like
do that as
Foxy
Genji and
Bitch.
Hanzo.
I can climb
I like
walls.
Hanzo sometimes. Anyway, Minecraft.
I don't like them though.
We're going to have to be careful because there's a lot of drama with it because of the people who do Minecraft. and
Minecraft.
stuff.
So.
Well,
Yeah.
damn, it's a damn shame we don't actually know any of those people on personal levels. Therefore, we can just talk about Minecraft.
I have been playing Minecraft since it's been released. Okay, I'm an OG Minecraft player.
I started Minecraft when I hit junior year of high school and I was given my own laptop. Well, no, I played it beforehand, but like I didn't physically own it myself
started playing
until
Minecraft around
like 2015.
give or take, because I watched a YouTuber who shall not be named. I watched their content and I got into it. And I kind of regret that that's what brought me into this game. Yeah, we love it.
But we like the game nonetheless. Sadly,
I'm
Mella's one of the
very...
people that can't play for
My body
super
is
long
really
because
weird
it
because
gives
it
her
very much reacts
headaches.
to stimuli to make motion sickness a thing with games. So, like, I've had to be careful with Minecraft. And I absolutely have to take off, like, I have to toggle off the body bobbing from when they're moving and the auto jumping, because that does it. It makes me very nauseous. If there's too much video lag, I get very sick. I had to stop playing Valorant the first time because of it. I've had to give up quite a few games because my body just will not react right.
Yep.
And it really does suck. You're fine. Jen, Minecraft.
Oh, I'm just waiting.
Minecraft was kind of one of those things that, it's open world, it's sandboxy to a certain extent. And I do really enjoy those games, but like, when you get these ideas in your mind to build a house or, like, I unfortunately am the type, I can't ever, even my basic shit ain't that basic. Like you say, just, build a simple hut. You turn around and it's only half built, but it's like a decent, a small little cottage.
Mansion.
No, it's not a mansion. It's a small cottage. Yeah,
I know.
mansions you,
Okay,
Scarlet.
yeah.
You're the
I
extreme
had a
one of the
thought the
three
other
of
day,
us.
Carol.
Listen.
When
Get
we
closer
get
to
Zen
my
a computer,
microphone.
when we get me
Huh.
a better computer, because thank you, Bellatrix Lestrange,
Yeah.
for doing what you do, but also why?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When we do all of that, I
Anyway,
want to go.
continue,
I want us to
Mella.
go looking for mods for like classes, and then we can make an adventure map where you get to pick what class you are. So like, it'll be D&D but in Minecraft, and it'll have the classes. No.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a
If
really
you're about
simple
to
tool
say
for that,
Hero
Mella.
Forge, yes, I know. Or not Hero Forge. What?
Okay. So there's. I mean,
Yes,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Hero
So
Forge is for making D&D characters.
you mean Curse Forge? Yeah, that's literally what I'm talking about. No, you're good. But Curse Forge is
Yeah.
definitely a good one. If not, we could literally go through every mod through Curse
Mod
itself
pack.
through their homepage and just make our own
Same.
mod pack. And honestly, that's another thing we could do too, is because I want to start making content for YouTube.
Well, I think we
Honestly,
do that
we could
later.
do that, and
We'll
we
do
could
like,
literally turn it
we
into
can
a
do
full
that with
ass series.
Pixelmon.
Oh well, yeah.
Because we can.
For sure.
Oh wait, we can make our own gems and.
Pixelmon, yeah.
Oh, but
And I also thought about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've also thought about.
Absolutely.
Well, Pixelmon, I think what I want to do for that is I'd want to do a community
Mhm.
server. I want to do, because my thing is I want to have a community server, especially for the fact that at the rate that we're growing, because apparently we're growing a lot.
I've gotten 2 followers.
Yeah, but you're at
I
what,
haven't.
almost 200 followers? Yeah, okay. But here's the thing, that's because you've been away. So out of everybody, I have been the one growing the most, which surprises me because I think I'm not content worthy, but apparently I'm told otherwise. But
which will be this
anyway,
week. I can't do it
once you
today
get
because
back
I've got a
into
lot to
streaming
clean
more, then you'll
because
start
we have
growing
a
more
bee
Mela into that
infestation
for sure.
possible issue.
Mhm.
And the places they're going, the places they may have to wind up going, is
Yep,
in
and they're
the
coming to
area
see you
that
tomorrow.
because we have such a full house, I did take the basement because children need their own rooms. And where I am, they might have to go because it is near the window.
Yep.
But I can tell you now, they ain't been coming through that window.
Yeah. Anyway, I do plan on wanting to open our own Minecraft server, if not like a Pixelmon related one, or we can make our own.
I feel like we start now with Pixelmon because that's its own mod pack.
And have our own mod pack for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no, for sure. Especially with like our.
But we also have a lot of people who are
because the bigger the community, the harder it gets.
Able to be really good moderators. Like for one, Bosca. Bless his soul.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
It seems to calm down.
But I also don't want to put more pressure on him because he's going through some shit right now. That's good. Yeah, I started seeing him more active, which makes me happy. Anyway, now that's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So the way I have it set up is because the way I want to do it, when we do our separate one, that we do like the actual make it into episodes type thing and make it a whole series. I do want to have it to where it's one of those things that we can go and we can play together for the series, but at the same time we also have our own separate individual stuff that we can do on top of it. So if like not all of us can make it for an episode,
for Pixelmon,
we can have episodes.
Yeah, for Pixelmon, it's actually really easy to do that because that can just be a filler.
I think that'd be a cool idea.
Shiny hunting or doing like community stuff.
Or
you know what'd
like,
be really
cute?
You
have a thing of help me build
when the whole like the buildings are all put together and the server is like ready. We have a space cleared out for like a Pokemon build-off situation.
Yeah.
And the winner of that, which will be judged by us.
Oh, for sure.
they will get one free shiny Pokemon of their choosing. Because I know how
yeah.
to spawn in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, what happened to my arm? Oh, well, yeah. It's just little scratches. And the bruising. I don't know. It's fine.
Same.
You're smacking yourself in your sleep or some shit?
I wouldn't fucking doubt it.
Same, honestly.
So how much longer do you have? 10 minutes?
I've got, like 10. I'm currently in the act of getting ready.
But
I kind of feel like I should make an announcement.
definitely, yeah, something that I
like on the server to see who'd be interested. I'll do that while you continue your thoughts.
Oh yeah, we do.
I'm gonna add everyone to be the most annoying person ever.
But yeah, that type of thing, right? But definitely, that's something that I plan on doing, and I honestly, this is probably one of my first. This is probably gonna be one of my first things that I post.
I
on
have some
YouTube.
things posted, like highlights from Overwatch.
Is this podcast?
I used to have a lot more. I used to have a cover of me singing a cappella to
I don't have anything
Part of
posted
Your
on mine.
World, which I have now, since a couple of years ago, deleted because I had a prediction for a Pokemon, which is where I met Ethan, was through that video. And had a couple of other things that I've gone through and deleted because it's no longer part of, like, me. It's just not something that I need anymore. There is, and I will state this, there is an a cappella video of me floating around somewhere singing a K-pop song. Good luck finding it. I know exactly where to look and where it is. It's not on my server.
Right.
It's not on my.
I'm
on my high school's choir page. So,
Oh, I know.
Anyway,
I'm saying I don't. I hope you know where that is.
Right. Anywho, another thing for Minecraft too is, like I said, I've been playing since OG Minecraft days. Does that mean I'm an expert Minecraft? Fuck no. I've been very on and off with the game. I play for the majority of it.
I've been wanting to too.
I haven't played recently, which I want to get back into it.
Same.
But I used to be before
One of the few games I can play on my computer.
Right. See, and before I had met everybody and started streaming and stuff, I used to actually
be a builder your followers again
for some servers.
Hordlings, thank you.
Hordlings.
Hordlings. I'm gonna call them the Hoarders for short. I'm like, listen here, you little hoarders.
Hey, no one talks smack about my people except for me. You understand?
I'm going to. You watch me. I will.
Really cool. Don't blame it, just why.
You're terrible.
I am horrendous.
Shut the fuck up. I was kidding.
Break the Nico knees.
Fuck up, bitch. I'm gonna fucking take your kneecaps.
Break knee. And
Nico knee. Yes.
It ain't anyone's job right now.
Oh, that's someone else's job. Not yet.
Not yet.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I've just been playing Minecraft for fucking ever. Does that mean, and same thing, even though I've built for servers, does that mean I'm an expert builder? Fuck no, I see people out there playing Minecraft every day, 24/7, with no life.
Yeah, I built several things on servers. We have one of our old servers we haven't really played on forever. But Mela and Scarlet both have seen my work.
It's great.
I'm not good at building. I'm gonna say this now. When we make
I mean, Zen saw mine too. Like, my building was pretty close to his.
I'm gonna have to nearly strictly be the storyteller situation. Because my building is not good. Did we?
It's true.
I remember we tried that
I
once,
wouldn't be.
Mela,
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be an actual D. It'd be its own story.
Yeah, you guys did.
with your
So,
OG
little
Sundays.
explanation. I did a previous game of D&D on Sundays, and it got killed because people. There you go. Oh, my heart.
Bailed.
Yep. Anywho, Zen, if you want to like kind of close us out with your own stuff for Minecraft.
Well, I played it before off and on through family having it on like 360.
Yep.
And like I said, I didn't actually get it until like 2015 for myself, but I've tried redstone work.
Ugh.
Still a little confusing, but I understand the basics. I think it's fun because, in my mind, it's a way to express your own. Because it's like Minecraft is very blocky, it's very chunky, but you can still make very smooth designs. And because on another server, Scarlet, you remember the tower I made?
That shit was fucking dope as hell.
And like I've made houses, I made multiple towers. I made even 2 towers that were kind of like, they were equal, but they were made with different materials. So, and like each tower looks so amazingly different. And then there's the fishing hut, because again, something that will come across is, in most of the games I play, I'm massively into the fishing side stuff. Like on Minecraft, if I'm not actively going out monsters or seeking materials, you'll just catch. Actually, that's what you'll mainly catch me doing is fishing.
Fishing, yep. Also for Minecraft, like if we were to assign roles to people, I would be the miner, because you can literally ask
What
both
am
of
I,
these
then?
two. 9 times out of 10, I'm in the mines when I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
Zen
So
would
you're
be the
telling me the
builder
druid
/
likes
explorer.
to do
Kind of like the
nature
farmer.
things.
Like, yeah, you're like the farmer /
Look, I am a druid of ladybugs. Every
Yeah,
Druid
year,
likes to do
when
nature
fall or
things.
not
druid,
fall,
yeah,
spring comes
literally.
I'm a
around,
fisher
the
builder.
ladybugs swarm me. They love me, and I don't know why. No, it's infestation.
She's a
The
druid.
spell.
Mela has her own
Because they
subclass confirmed.
are they are Asian ladybugs. They're not meant to be here. Invasive species.
What the
I
fuck?
talk animals.
It's okay. Either way, Mela attracts them.
I mean, there's a
And
bear
she
that lives
cannot
around us.
now she just needs to train them to attack people. What?
I
True.
will.
Mela,
Yes.
one day we're gonna see there's gonna be a
I
picture
have
of
been
Mela
pretty close
fucking
to the
petting the
deer
damn
before.
thing. Exactly.
Shut up.
Our point has, in fact, been proven.
Yeah. Mela and I are the equivalent of the saying.
Oh no, we're the typical white chicks that go
We're
up
the
to a lion
dumbasses
to
that
pet
like
it.
anything's dangerous. We're like, oh, that's cute. Let me pet it. Like there's a fucking lion. Yep, that's
There was
me and
something else I
Mela,
wanted
and then
to
you have
ask.
Zen over here trying to be the logical one, like, you fucking dumbasses.
But tries to be logical, still goes over to pet it anyways.
True.
After
Yeah.
only confirming everything's safe.
Yeah, Zen's the one that makes sure everything's okay. I mean, Mela, the dumbass, is like, oh, hey.
Kitty! Sounding head asses.
Yep. Anyway, this is the end of the podcast for sure.
Today's.
Today's because we all have, well, not all of us.
No.
Someone has
Majority
shit
of us.
to do.
I will.
Well, majority of us got shit to do.
Yeah, I have shit to do. I'm gonna be streaming later today, which when you guys see this probably won't be till tomorrow, if not later today when I'm actually streaming. But if you guys do want to catch any of us out when we are streaming, if not, at least pass us a follow to at some point when you're not busy to see us.
Hello.
We got Mela over here. She goes by Mela Harma on Twitch. I'm Scarlet Moon VT, but the way mine's spelled is Scarlet _Moon VT, all lowercase. And then you have Zin's, which is it Zinaru?
Yeah, it's Zenaru Yuki, capitalized for each of the names.
Yeah, for the Z and the Y.
My streaming is very all over the place because between
He's
work
limited
and
too on
I'm
what he
very
can
limited
stream.
when I can do stuff. And even then, when I think I have time to do things, surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah. Family says nope.
As it is.
Same.
Anyways,
You'll tune into me when I'm any of us. We'll be streaming gay, and then you'll hear one of us have to go and leave because someone in the
I'm
family
getting
is
yelled
like,
at
"Can you
because
go
I'm
do this for
sitting
me,
in that.
or I need you to do this." Like, you know, call us away
We have
basically.
65 plus people in this
but
server.
rounding it all off,
Yeah. There we go.
Wait, we do.
serious.
Damn.
But to round everything off,
Shopping.
thank y'all
You did, but you slurred it a little.
for stopping by.
No. Same.
I said stopping.
You said 7 just
Listen, I can't speak. We're aware of this. I can't even pronounce 7 right.
It is better than library.
I say 7. There's
Yeah,
no V
I know
in my
people who say library.
pronunciation.
I'm like,
Library.
sorry.
What?
But that is not the point of us closing out. Closing out, we all thank you all for stopping by to listen to us 3 dipshits.
Literally be all
And-
over the fucking place.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that these 2 will have links to each of our Twitches on these videos. Whenever you can, if you see us live, or even if we're not live, follow us. That'd be amazing. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
y'all coming by, and we'll,
Yeah.
future look forward to seeing you in the future too.
Mhm.
Bye.
Thank you.
With that,
Absolutely.
I bid you all have a great day.
Great day,
Existence.
night, whatever time it is, and wherever you are, we love you all and have an amazing,
Hey,
wonderful
you in the back. Love yourself.
time.
Just have a good
Existence.
time.
True.
Only one
Anyway.
can ask for.
What's worse is that, again, in my brain,
Shut the
how
fuck
y'all
up.
are on one side of my
I was
area.
called out there.
I was pointing to the
Right on
right, and that's what's
citizen.
wrong with it.
Unnecessary call out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know exactly. Fuck you. Anyway, I love you all, guys. You girls, guys, pals, and whoever you are. Thank you all, and have a
Guys,
wonderful
gals,
day.
and the other
Bye.
pals.
Yeah, the other fucker.